A lot of cold nights trying to tame these heights. Spit a lot long jury, my favorite wife. Nigga cropped out, these are my favorite dice. Niggas harder, game still stuck in twilight. Niggas fucked up trying to take all my rations. Like these boundaries hitting you, you just stop asking. Say you gon' fly, nigga, you can get flat in it. Me and my brothers, we count up these actions. And seeing little shawty, she just don't got fashion. I let shawty in, she was part of my management. Storytime mission, so they looking cabin. The dogs steady barking and they found some activists. I look at my partner, let's go. He don't got the stain for range, let's go. We don't get no choice, so he jumped the window. If Doug was right there, then his wife a widow. Unfortunately, nobody came to aim. Unfortunately, they got all our nicknames. Unfortunately, my shooter done came. Most importantly, burnt the house down to a flame. But yeah, most importantly, see, I think everybody ignore me. Look, I got no place to fall with these aftermath walls. Man, you niggas is forcing me. Whoa, and it's on stick when he push from distance. Put on real quick, nigga, we might escape. Cause don't want sin if that's just what it take. Man, can it stay in the next day, yellow tape? Spend a lot of cold nights trying to tame these heights. Spend a lot long jury, my favorite wife. Nigga cropped out, these are my favorite.
Zane is not gonna save us, man. I don't know what do we even get him for, bro? What's up, man? What's up? We gonna get up in here, bro. I'm gonna start in a little minute. Yes, he be bricking the shit out of kicks too, man. Bro. He missing extra points too. At this point, we need to draft the kicker. Hey man, I don't care who we pick up. Is if you can hit kicks from 50 plus, just come. I don't care. I'm sick of Cool. I'm sick of Parker. Give me somebody competent. We can't keep going over here recycling kickers that nobody wants. They free agents for a reason. Ooh, longest field goal in the Eagles Stadium. And 2 hours later, she just no talking it out. It's me and my problems, and I neglect report up first back. It's me and my problems, it gets so hectic. We didn't gorgeous connect, collected that catch and directed. No, you don't get approved, nigga, get rejected. My dogs, they can't detect it. Looking at you, infection, they suspect it. I really just an alley. That's my fetish, get to the green stack cabbage. Oh, he's sending these shots, that's from the way lying. Funny, he think he's J-Rat. Do what I allow, you can do that right now. I just wanna make sure if you're cool with that now. I'm slick finna get started because I really want to talk about this shit. I went over all of this man's third down play calls, and they were just, I don't get some of them. Now, all of them weren't his fault because the way I charted them, I counted for Mike. He had 4 bad third down plays, but dog, I'm gonna turn this back up a little bit. But he had 4 bad plays on third down, but some of these play designs are just awful. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, bro. So check this out. Check this out. Here we go. I'm gonna just go ahead and pause this, bro, real quick, or just turn them down. But look, I got all 10 third down plays right here, and we finna go over all of them. So this is the first jump right here. Now, I'm not going to do this full screen because I don't want the NFL sniping me. So we got to do it a little bit smaller. But I do have the plays charted, so it'll make it a little bit easier for me. Here we go. So look, I drew up every single third down play. I listed every single coverage and what happened. And I'm going to tell y'all now before I even get into it, because look, I got them all right here. Okay? Got them all right here. You probably can't even see it for real. But look, a lot of these plays, when I say we don't even look at the middle of the field for real, we have, hold on, let me see. We have 1, 2. Yeah, I really want to, maybe, I don't know, bro. A lot of this is just terrible. It's a bad look for us. I say five. I say five. Yeah, one, two, three, four. I say five of these plays. I have no idea what he's like. What his intention was. So we gonna get into all of this, bro. Cause I'm fed up with this man. I tried to cut him some slack, but it just wasn't. It wasn't cut out for it, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not because I just liked him or whatever, but like I was trying to be like not glass half full, but give him some slack, right? Cause you know what I'm saying? It's his first or second year really. And you're gonna have your moments, but he hasn't gotten better at all. So let's go ahead and start it. Cause I'm finna pause this man real quick. Okay, stop. But check this out. This is the first play right here. And hold on. Matter of fact, we used the same motion on third down. 1, 2, 3. 3 times. Wait, hold on. 1, 2. Yeah, 3 times. And we also use a different motion. 1, 2. Also, so 6 of the 10 plays we use a similar motion. So like it's like the defense is like you're just cutting out half of their job. But look, this is the first play we want to look at. Okay, this is that first third down where Mike he just kind of threw it down on the ground. So look, check this out, bro. We're gonna have Kyle motioning over, and he's just gonna chip and release to the flat. Cool. Okay, I ain't got no problem with that. But where this goes like iffy is we're gonna have 2 curls right here. Okay, I'm not really sure what the idea for this was, and we're gonna have Darnell Mooney just running a through route. Now this could be an in cut right here, but David Sills just stops. But I just don't like the look of it because also he's gonna check and then swing, and then on defense what we're getting cover 2. So it's a little bit different. Now I done told y'all about the non-traditional Tampa, so we're gonna have him playing the deep path. Ooh, who else played the deep? I think he plays a deep path right here. He's going to just sit in the middle and be the middle run through, okay? It'll look like cover 3, but it's not. But, like, this is basically like, 2 shell right here. Boom, boom, middle run through. And everybody else is playing, flat, hook seam, flat. Like, that's pretty much what we're getting. But, like, I probably put this on Mike because even when you watch it on the broadcast, it really wasn't, like, it was no need to panic, I would say, because look at this. We're going to play it through a little bit. So you see the motion right there. Cool. But you're going to see it's like, okay, somebody falls right there, but he just kind of throws it down. He was a little too quick to just, oh, man, let me get it to Bijan. That's probably the one thing where I'm going to just, like, give him some shit for. But, like, it's kind of nitpicking right there. But if you want to blame him for that, I'm not going to hold you because the pressure really wasn't there. All you had to do was just back up just a little bit. But once again, who's open? Who's open right here? You could argue Drake is open, but it's like, are you really gonna throw that? Not really. Well, Mike will probably throw it, but like, I don't trust that at all. So that was the first one. So if you want to blame that on Mike, cool. But I'm kind of iffy on that one. Let me look at the second one. The second one, I'm really putting on Mike. Okay, and I don't want to sound like a hater, but you have to know your answers when you're getting blitzed. Okay. Because look at this. What we're getting is we're getting a version of drive, and we're going to get Bijan just running straight down the field. So, look, check this out. We're going to get Kyle motion in. This is the second motion that we saw a lot on third down. We're going to motion in, and he's going to run an over route, basically. Okay? And then you're going to get Drake London running a dig, right? So, this pretty much looks like drive or, over dig or diagonal, whatever you want to call it. And then you're going to have Bijan do that little choice route release. And then he's going to just go up and straight down the field. And this is who we ended up targeting. So just to let y'all know that. But then we're also going to get this on the backside. We're going to get a return route. So if you get man-to-man, that's your answer right there. But you still have 2 man-to-man beaters. Really, this is just expecting man coverage because this is a runaway route. This is a runaway route. This is just we can beat you over the top route. Okay, because they were probably expecting us, or they were probably expecting the Patriots defense to go base, which they didn't. But what they ended up doing is, regardless, they're going to be sending 6 guys. So they're going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You're going to have the safety play deep over top of everything, and everybody else is just locked on man-to-man. And we're in nickel. And like I told y'all before, even when we get in these 2-back sets, they're still going to treat Bijan as his third receiver, okay? So they're going to treat him like a receiver and play nickel or dime sometimes. So I didn't really understand that. That's why I say, we could probably take Mooney out and put in another tight end, put in Charlie Warner right here. Now they gotta go base, okay? But even then, you could probably still, hey, these three are still receivers, regardless if this is Charlie Warner or not. We're still gonna play nickel, but even though you're gonna have 2 tight ends and 2 running backs on the field, that's still a base personnel. But anyways, I digress. So let's look at what happens. So you're gonna get that motion by Kyle. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, you're gonna get this motion by Kyle, right? Why the fuck does he keep doing that? Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Let me get up out of this. Okay, here we go. Look, let's short motion Kyle in real quick. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So you can tell it's man to man right here. They went man to man on this particular look. Let me see. On twice. Okay, so whenever he short motioned in, they were doing man coverage. Okay, but let's look at this. So you're gonna see the first route right here. Kyle Pitts is wide open. Okay, remember he's running this over route. Damn. Could I change that? Okay, here we go. Yeah, he's running this over route right here, y'all, and he has a lot of green grass to work with because look, he's not worried about this. He's not worried about this. He can't do anything about the pass, but like Mike, you have to see this and you have to throw it. And you could even argue he's looking over here in this direction, trying to see what's going on. Like, I think he just gets locked on to Bijan because he wants to throw it to Bijan so bad because there is a natural rub right here where he can either go under this or he can go over it. But like, you're open right here, bro. You gotta throw that. You gotta see your answers to the blitz because they sent 2 guys from the second level and the middle of the field was wide open. They were pretty much saying throw it over the middle, and he didn't. And you see, he just wants to take his long ball, which I don't blame him because it's Bijan, and he kind of got to step on him a little bit. But if you're going to throw that, you got to throw a better ball than that, okay? He threw it way behind him, and he did say he lost it in the sun during the game. But, like, you still had, bro, I don't get this, bro. Look, you still had 2 guys open. 2 guys open. I would say 2. Well, maybe 3. Well, no, 2. My fault. I'm looking at my notes, 2. Mooney's open right here, and then Kyle's open right here. Why does it keep doing that? Let me. Can I fix that, please? It's not letting me fix it. But yeah, you had 2 guys open in the middle of the field. He didn't want to throw it, so I probably put that on Mike. That's unfortunate. Now this play right here, the third one, I'm gonna blame Zac for this one because what are you hoping to accomplish with this? He did this shit in the Carolina Panthers game, and I really don't understand why he did it. So let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Okay, let's look at this. So we're gonna be getting another 6-man pressure on a 3rd down. Okay. And we're going to get a similar motion. And why is it not doing that? Why is it not working? Okay, there we go. We're going to be getting a similar pressure from, the Patriots. We're going to do, once again, an over motion right here. And then what he's going to do, same thing. He's going to just chip. But this time he's going to release and just sit over the ball. This is who we're going to be throwing to, okay? Then we're going to have David Sills running out and up. Why are we having David Sills running out and up? God knows why. And then we're going to have Mooney running a skinny, okay? So we just, running a skinny post from a condensed split right here. You're getting the same thing from Drake London to out and up. Like, this is a 3rd down, y'all. What are you hoping to accomplish by running this? It's not going to do anything. You only giving your quarterback really no options here, really. Because if it's man-to-man, you got David Sills and you got Drake London who, then again, I'm not going to trust. I'm not saying Drake can't do it, but, like, I'm not going to do that, and he's playing a little bit off, right? And that's Christian Gonzalez. So that leaves you only with David Sills and Darnell Mooney, and you see, like, I don't know, man. But we're going to see I'm going to show you what I'm talking about because nothing really comes open, and he has to roll out to the left, I think. So let's look at this. You see they're still going to bring 6 guys, or they're going to bring 5, actually. No, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they still bring 6, but they're going to drop out Robert Spillane. And you see, you get a free hitter right here, cool. But, like, where do you expect Mike to go? Let's see before he starts to take off. Let's get to the top of his drop. The top of his drop is right here, like right about there because he always starts to bail. Like, it's a 3rd and medium, y'all. Or maybe it was a 3rd and 10, but, like, even then, you're not supposed to be running all of that on 3rd and 10. And then he gets out of the pocket and he just throws it to Kyle. Good thing it got there. Yeah, it was a 3rd and 10. I'm tripping. I thought it was a 3rd and medium, but, like, you're not giving your quarterback any answers, okay? They're blitzing you from the middle of the field. It's not like they're bringing a corner blitz, or a nickel blitz where, okay, you can throw outside. But no, they're blitzing from the middle because they think Mike can't throw over the middle. I mean, he can do it. It's just we don't call anything over the middle. Like there's no side adjust. There's no hot routes by the running back or the receivers. It's like, and the thing is, this offense has those built into the play call, and we're not seeing it. Like, I don't get it. He said, "What's up, people? What's up, bro?" I don't get it, bro. That's just terrible. And then the next one doesn't look any better. The next one looks just as bad. So let's look at this one, y'all. This next one is just as like. Let's look at it, bro. Same thing. I'm making these pictures smaller every time. Let me zoom out just a little bit more. Here we go. So check this out. It's the same thing, but we're gonna be getting Tampa 2, right? And they're gonna invert it on the boundary, or no, on the field side. So that means Christian Gonzalez is gonna be playing the deep half. Okay, but let's look at this. This is what we're getting. Once again, we're gonna be getting Kyle Pitts. He's gonna be, chipping and sitting over the ball. Cool. David Sills are gonna run about 10 to 15 yards down the field and sit over the ball as well, which I don't hate. It's Tampa 2. You're gonna have this guy just running down the middle of the field. He has his body turned to a certain way, so you can just sit it up underneath him. I'm not mad at that. But where this, like, look at the rest of the routes. He's going to kind of widen to a skinny right here. Darnell Moon's going to run a fade. What are you expecting to get open right here? Like, I'm not sure what, like, maybe you were probably expecting quarters, right? Where if you look at what quarters is, it's, he's responsible for number one from outside leverage. So you could take it over the top right here. And because the safety is responsible for the number two, so he has to nail down on that, which is going to open this up over the top. You're also, but at the same time, we're in a 3-by-1 set, y'all. So if we're in a 3-by-1 set, this allows this safety to go rob that post. Okay, so we have to, if we want to do that, what we got to do is, if we want to take advantage of like a quarters and do a skinny post with a hook, a deep hook, you got to have him inside release and do a stop or go back out or something like that, because you got to get the attention off of the backside one, because he's going to be robbing that. Okay, so if he goes over, like if he takes an inside release, he has the freedom to double him and do whatever. Okay, but we just don't, and we're going to see what I'm talking about, where look at this, y'all. So we're going to get a chip and then he's going to sit over the ball. But look at this, before 97 comes free, we're like, look, where's he supposed to go? Granted, once again, we're in Tampa 2 and he's checking it down, which is the good idea to do, but there's nothing else open. You could argue this is open, but not gonna really try that because there's a safety over top, even though Mike can hit that whole shot. But like there's nothing going out. He doesn't sit it down early enough. I think he sits down just right about now, but like everything's going vertical or out or over the top, and it's nothing, no end breakers, no dagger. Now we run dagger, but like nothing is giving you the middle of the field except for a check down, and that's Kyle Pitts. Okay, and even then we didn't pick up the first down right here. Why didn't we just take the points? We could have just took the points right here because it was 4th and short. Should have took the points right here every single time. I would have taken it right there because we were down 21-7. Okay, should have took it right there. So cool, but that's on Zach Robinson, 100%. And wait, I ain't gonna lie, this is the 3rd play in a row where it's Zach Robinson's fault, because I want y'all to see this play design and tell me who the hell is supposed to get open. Like, this was terrible, bro. Like, it's just not creative. It's not doing it for me. Let me put it all the way up here. Okay, you're gonna see once again we're in that set where Bijan's kind of like not offset. He's split out as a number 3 receiver, but he's way back. You're gonna get that in motion again by Kyle Pitts, and he's gonna be running a corner route. Okay, cool, nothing bad right there. You're gonna have Bijan running an out route. Okay, you got smash going, but then the problem is you're gonna have Drake London also running an out route. What are you Yo, what are we supposed to be doing for this play? And then on the backside, you don't make it any better, y'all. You're going to call, I'm not even sure what this is. It look like a little in route right here. And then Tyler is just going to check and then do a check burst. But like, y'all. So who we thinking for OC next year, McDaniel or Stefanski? I personally say McDaniel. Okay, that's my personal opinion, honestly, because he fits what we're trying to do. Like, well, I won't say he fits what we're trying to do, but like, if you see how he calls plays and sequences things, he can do it way better than Zac can, and still the same tree. So we pretty much be running the same offense, but competent. But he says, hell, Southern, yes, sir. We don't like Georgia State over here. But yeah, I would say McDaniel because he's more familiar to our system. I think Kevin Stefanski is too to a certain extent because he did work under Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota. But like I would trust McDaniel more. But even then, Kevin Stefanski is also a great option in my opinion. That's what I would think. So yeah. But once again, like okay, let's look at this. I got to get back on track. So we're in cover one on this, y'all. So that means we're gonna have man across the board. Boom, 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 boom. Deep safety right here. Okay. But tell me where is he supposed to go because nothing really comes open. And then on top of that, we're gonna get a pressure by Harold Landry the third. So let's look at this. So get the in motion by Kyle, and look at this. Look at the middle of the field. First of all, look at the middle of the field, y'all. Between the hashes, there's no route threatening that. There's no route threatening here. He's already out. He's about to break out, and he's about to go over top. These two guys are in the same spot. We were getting on Arthur Smith for doing this type of stuff, okay? The route spacing is terrible right here. And then you're going to see, like, you know, the pressure. He gets his hand on them. But, like, let's look at play out some more. There's nothing, y'all. Nothing in the middle of the field. And we're throwing straight outbreakers. We're trying to go over the top. Now, I don't dislike going over the top against cover one with, you know, Kyle Pitts man to man, but what are we doing, gang? It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't like that. But next one is like the first third down conversion of the game, or the only third down conversion. It came in the third quarter. So he said, "Nasty, it's terrible." Like, I thought it wasn't as bad because I was just like, maybe we just had a bad day on offense as far as third downs, which happens sometimes. But no, it was the play designs. It was 100% the play designs. I said because if Raheem gets the boot and you manage to snag Kubiak, Stefanski is most likely the OC. Well, would he though? Because, well, probably. Because he would probably want, experience on his staff. But at the same time, he's calling plays. So maybe he doesn't want to give up calling plays because he feels like he can do it a certain way, right? But at the same time, I'm thinking like, I'm thinking basically Raheem is going to get another year because if Arthur Smith got another year after 2022, then he's Desmond Ritter. Raheem's going to get another year because maybe Arthur gives everybody 3 years to figure it out, but we gave this man a 5-year contract and he had no competition. So, but I would like that. I definitely would like that. Stefanski and Kubiak on the same staff. That'll be nice, bro. 100% agree that it would look good from that perspective. Okay, but let's look at this, y'all. This is something Buffalo would do, but they wouldn't do anything like this. Okay, it just looks bad in my opinion, even though it worked out. So we have a slot fade by Drake, even though it's like not really a slot fade. It's kind of just I'm running down the field. So let's look at it right here. Boom, just doing that. Okay, why is my stuff lagging? My stuff is lagging terribly. Okay, yeah, we're getting a slot fade by Drake. Kyle Pitts is going to run an OTB route, so he's going to run and just sit over the ball. I think he's probably running a shallow sit where you run a shallow and you're just going to sit, but I could be wrong. I think he's just running over the ball and just sitting. If Raheem does get another year, he shouldn't. Then he probably going to get McDaniel. Yeah. Well, I think I'm starting to see this with like a lot of people where people don't think Raheem is doing necessarily a terrible job, but like the hires he's made is just it's the hires that he's made. You know, I said Jeff Ulbrich, Jimmy Lake and Zach Robinson, right? 2 misses, okay. But outside of that, only thing I can really knock him for is the clock mismanagement and just sitting up there, just chewing the gum and looking at the big screen. That's about it. But like outside of that, I don't really have a problem with him. But you know, he's not getting the results, so the blame is gonna fall on him, and that's how it is. It's a results-based business, so oh well. But you're gonna get Mooney going on a shallow, which I actually like this because it's a third and I think it's a 3rd and 1. Okay, and we get a 7-yard completion here, and then Bijan's going to run just a straight up out route. Okay, but I do like the idea of having an OTB and then a shallow, because like I guarantee you we won't see this for the rest of the year. Okay, because look at this. Let's check it out. We're going to see that there's no motion. We're going to get a static. Oh, there is a motion. My fault. Bijan's going to motion out. I didn't even put that on here. But it's still going to create like a nasty bunch in a sense. But let's look at this. So you're still going to get Kyle Pitts going over the ball. Cool, he's going to sit there. Mike knows it's man-to-man, but it's completely lost because of the slot blitz. Okay, you see that? They're running this with I called it a 2 deep, 3 underneath, 6-man pressure because they're going to send both corners. I do remember seeing that. Carlton Davis is coming. Marcus Jones is, bumping him and then getting out, and then you're still got a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you're still going to have a 6-man pressure, and you're going to have zone underneath. He's going to trap him half. Okay, and he just gets completely lost running this out route. He's just going to sit there because Drake London's also going to, threaten him deep, which if you're trying to pick on this defender right here, I like it, but there's also a world where he just sits low and this safety plays so aggressive on it where he just shuts off the passing window, but then you progress, to your shallow route coming from Darnell Mooney and then your sit route by Kyle Pitts. So he kind of gave us a pure progression right here, which I don't dislike, but he gets into it a very ugly way. Granted, it works out, but I think it works out is because it was, the blitz that was called and not necessarily, oh, that was a great play call, because look at this. Christian Gonzalez isn't even looking at Bijan, and he knows he motioned out. And you see that? Like, that was just, taking advantage of a bad coverage rep by Christian Gonzalez. Because look at this. Even if he took, he took that away, you still had Mooney running into space. And I think maybe, with him bearing down on him, maybe he makes that throw. I'm not saying he doesn't, but hey, who knows? Mike tends to get a little bit smaller when the pressure gets in his face. I'm going to be honest about it, but hey, that it is what it is. So so here we go. This is the let me see. This is the next one, I think, where we're going to get a similar motion again, but we're going to run dagger. So yeah, here it is. So check this out. They're running cover 6. They're going to be running a stunt over here. First of all, let's look at the defense first, because I got to show y'all this. So they're running cover 6. So we're going to get a stunt right here by the end of the tackle, okay? And that's what's going to end up pretty much coming free. But you're going to see a box over here, and then you're going to see, I guess you would call it a triangle. But since we're going to be motioning over Kyle Pitts to the strong side, let me do that in a pink again. We're going to be motioning him over to the strong side. This is what it's going to do. Okay, it's going to put him over here now. So if 4 goes through, you know what I'm saying? And also he has to be responsible for number 3 now, because he's got to go push everything across. And now he's on number 3 now. Okay, but that's not really what happens. So what happens is Kyle is going to do this. Check this out. So let's look at this. He's going to motion over, like I said. He's going to run out. He's going to run a return route. Okay, cool. Then we're going to get dagger by these two, by the 2 and 1. So you're going to get a clear out. Going to get this in cut by Mooney. Good concept. Cool. We end up targeting this down here, which is a very bad throw by Mike. Okay. Which it was open too, but it was a very bad play. And then also Bijan's going to swing. So if we're in cover 6 for the defense, this is how it's going to work. So we have a fast 4 right here. So he would go pick up 4. And this is what I'm remembering. I could be wrong. He's going to go pick up 4. He's going to go to 3, and he's going to look for any type of work, okay? That's pretty much how it goes, okay? Because then he's really isolated backside, and he's also playing poach, okay? This is pretty much what's going on, right? But we had a one-on-one opportunity, and we missed it, and I can't believe I wasn't paying attention where I made this a little bit too big. Let me make it a little bit smaller, but look, check it out. So let's look at this. Get the motion, and you see he's going to adjust to it. Also, he's going to adjust to it. And now you see he scoots over because now all 4 guys are out on the route. And you see Christian Gonzalez is beat on this route. He's playing catch up, and Mike just sells it. He sells it way out of bounds. I don't like it. So boom. And now the pressure, once again, the pressure could be, he sees Milton Williams coming through. He's going to kind of rush it a little bit. But either way, it's a missed opportunity right there, because he did beat Christian Gonzalez. Very good corner, but he left the ball out there. Whether it was the pressure or just him straight up missing, you really don't know. But also, if we block this up correctly, right? If we properly pass off this stunt and he didn't lock onto this one-on-one, which good job taking the one-on-one against cover 6 on the backside of a 4x1. You had Mooney coming open, okay? You had it all the way because he got in the way of the number 2 or of the safety, okay? And you see, boom, that's a walk-in touchdown if our offensive line blocks it up. So there was opportunities, but there were also moments where he just straight up missed. And it's life. It's, you know, we have a young quarterback. That's like he's going to miss on some throws. He's going to get locked into some reads, okay? And then Mooney was who I was looking at, but the pressure, yeah, we do a terrible job of passing off stunts, which that's a whole other problem within itself. We have a great offensive line coach, and he can't even properly teach to pass off stunts. That's bad to me, but I'm not going to keep complaining about it too much. So this one is another third down. I think it was, what was it? Was it? Let me see. Where was the ball? I can't. Okay, it was a third and medium. Okay, third and medium. Cool. Let's check it out. So we're going to be getting something. I'm not even sure what you would call this, but let's look at it. So Davis is going to motion all the way over, and he's going to pretty much be running like this over route. You're going to be getting Kyle Pitts also on this return route going across the field. We're going to end up targeting him. Mooney's going to be running this, I guess, this clear out, and Drake's just going to be running off coverage. I'm not sure why we put him at X anymore. He serves no purpose at X, and I'm not even trying to say that in a bad way because he's not being maximized there. We need to stop putting him there completely, okay? So look at this. Now, this was, could you blame Mike? I probably, if you want to be objective, because look at this. Now, Harold Landry does get, behind him, and so he can't see that, so he has to step up and boom, now I got to throw. Initially, I thought he was going to throw it to David Sills, but I have to remember he only had one target, I think, and that was, that third down and 20. I thought he was going to throw it to him, but I also see Kyle right there. So you had two guys open because this was a Tampa 2 look, okay, where you got, let me fix that. Well, no, I ain't got to worry about that right now. Where you see, once again, you got the Tampa 2 look where you have Robert Spillane being the pole runner. So anything going in the middle of the field, once again, Mooney's going on that little post route. He's taking that away, but doesn't really do anything right there. So I thought that's who I think what he did was he took a little bit too long to load up and throw because he was kind of indecisive. But even then, Kyle still catches it. It just gets knocked out. So some of the play action plays look weird too between Penix and Bijan. Now, I think I know what you're talking about. I wonder if I can go bring it up real quick. Let me see. Because I do know what I think it was the first play action pass where it kind of looked weird. But I wouldn't say that was on him. Let me go show you what I'm talking about. So let's look at it. We're gonna look at, here it is. And it was the first one to Kyle. It was the only one to Kyle, really, in my opinion. That just mattered. But it kind of looked like I forgot what you call the type of play action that is, or not type of play action, but type of ball action, which I don't know why it's not loading, but it's just meant to hold the defenders, not really to get them to bite on the run, because he shows the ball one way, he shows it the other way, and then boom, okay, no, we're not handing it off for passing. But I'm gonna wait till that loads, but I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, where it's kind of normal. I don't have another example ready. I don't know. Damn, hold on, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I didn't get the last two. I do have the last two ready, but the second to last one was egregious in my opinion. Let's check it out. I gotta go find it. Be right. We gotta take a momentary pause. Mike passing week 9. Oh shit, that's way too far out. Week 9, and then split situation, third down. Okay, cool. So let's look at that first. So the 10th third down. So this is the one I was just like, what in the hell are we doing right here? Okay. This was, oh man, I'm gonna just do it right here. I'm not gonna download it or anything, but this is what we're getting, y'all. So we're getting quarters by the Patriots. So, and once again, we're in a 3-by-1. Okay, so that you already know that if we're in a 3-by-1 and we're in quarters, this weak side safety has the opportunity to rob number 3, which is going to end up being David Sills on the over route. Okay, he has the opportunity to do that, but he just doesn't. So let's check it out. So we get David Sills motioning in. He's going to be the number 3. He's going to be running this over route. Okay, he pretty much runs free. Okay, and then you're gonna get this switch release by Kyle and Drake. So he's gonna kind of stutter at the line and then run to the front pylon, and then you're gonna also get Drake just kind of running this little rub glance route. Okay, and then Mooney's just gonna run a fade, and then Bijan's gonna also just get out into the flat. Okay, this is what we're getting. But what I don't like about this is, now I like that he was decisive. He was like, okay, I got Kyle Pitts and you don't. I'm gonna throw that, but let's look at this safety in relation to this over route, okay? Because it was damn near wide open, and things happen in the red zone fast, okay? And that slight indecision was going to be an open throw. So if we just forward this a little bit, I'm sure what I'm talking about. So look, so boom, he's the new number 3. Now when you pause it right here, remember he can go get that because he's going to be coming right over here, and he's just gonna kind of let him go. I'm not sure why, but it happened. Okay, so let's play it through a little bit more. Look at that. He's behind him. He's behind both of these guys. This guy, he's looking at the quarterback. He's looking at the quarterback. He's locked on man-to-man. He's locked on man-to-man. And I think he just kind of made up his mind too fast. I'm going to take this one-on-one, which maybe they were game planning. We're going to take the one-on. I don't think Penix trusts Stills as a receiver. Stills is a non-factor versus man. That's not true because he actually separates. But he do be open in zone sometimes. He actually separates in man a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Zach Robinson was full of shit, but he's not lying. Like David Sills is getting open, so he's just not throwing it to him. Because look at this, he's open. Like, and he, once again, like the ball was thrown already, but even if you look at like before he made up his mind, like you see he's not worried about number 3. He's not even trying to carry him through. And you see, he's opening in the back of the end zone, and he takes the one-on-one shot. The ball was just a little bit high, okay? But I would have liked it. Now, I do think if you look at the end zone angle, now I think this is where it kind of like serves its purpose to show the end zone angle. I do think he kind of like looked over. I don't say look over there, but he's looking down the middle of the field, eyeing the safeties, okay? And the safeties are both looking at him at this time. I think this guy over here was looking over there, so I'm assuming he's thinking, oh, he's taking away that crossing route, so let me get off of there quickly. But I think he came off of it a little bit too fast because you see, once again, he's just gonna throw it up to Kyle, and it was off. And then the very next play we get the touchdown. So then this is the last one. This is the last one right here where we're gonna be getting. Well, this one I really put on Mike. Okay, I'm gonna just download this one right here. This is the last one. But this one is really on Mike because I think I posted it on Twitter before where it was the cover 6 look and they kind of fooled him with it. And he ended up almost throwing an interception on the 3rd and 20, which we shouldn't have been in this position anyways because of Ryan Newsel and the whole clapping thing. But, it's not why we lost, man. So let's go look at it real quick. Let's check it out. I'm going to just keep it a little bit smaller because we got the tab open in the background. So let's look at this. So we got cover 6 by the Patriots. So we already know that we're gonna have a guy high and a guy playing low, or not low, but he's playing like tights at the post. So look at this. You would probably see this. You probably think, oh, what is this, right? But it's just cover 6, y'all. What they're gonna be doing is they're gonna be locking him man to man on the backside with Drake. Well, not locking him, but they're gonna be doing the zone double. So he's playing flat, and he's gonna be playing over top like it's cover 2. Okay, he's playing his inside quarter where he's staying low, and you see he's kind of like, I won't say flat footed, but he's like more like ready to break on something. He's playing his outside quarter. He's playing a quarter flat, which is pretty much a wall 2. And then he's pretty much looking for number 3. And then since Bijan's over here, right? But hey, let's look at what plays. So, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They were 6, 7, 8, 9. There were 10 people on the field, and we didn't convert a 3rd and 20. This is embarrassing, y'all. This is so bad. Okay. Look at this. Okay, I got to lock back in. So this is what we're getting on offense. We're getting a clear out by Mooney, a deep in cut by Sills. Now, this play I really don't like because why are we drawing up a play for David Sills in a gotta have it moment? Why are we doing that? Okay, I understand he's getting open and stuff, but like, it's players over plays, and you gotta have it moments, okay? Because then we're gonna get the fade by him, we're gonna get a check, and then he's going to pretty much just run up like I don't even know, bro. I was over it, and you're gonna get Bijan going out on his route too. So let's look at this coverage rotation that kind of fools Mike. So look at this. Once again, you see the whole thing take shape. Once again, you're going to have your guy playing high, which is the cover 6 side of the coverage. So you have your deep half right here. You're going to have your inside quarter, your outside quarter, which is going to be these two guys. Okay, but also remember, a good way to see cover 6, y'all. A very good way to see it. Hold on, wait. I might have been wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was 10 people. It was 10 people. But anyways, a good way to see cover 6, y'all, is to see the shapes. So we see 4, which is the box over the 3 receivers, which is 1, 2, and 3. And then you see a triangle over your 2 guys, okay, which is going to be number 1 and then number 2. So you're trying to out leverage, the offense with the number count. Okay, so everything is accounted for over here. This is a perfect, this is teach tape of cover 6. Okay, because look at this. This guy isn't even worried about it. Okay, because look, number 2 goes over because he already knows that, if he's going over, this guy's going to take it away. So you could just kind of just sit right here and I'm looking at you. And this end cut's going right into his area code, okay? And you're going to see he throws, look at how Mike throws it, first of all. He just kind of, right? He just kind of, look at this. He threw that with some mustard on it, y'all. And then he still dirtied it. I think maybe he went a little bit further than he expected, because if you see, he left the ball short, and Davis, it was like the ball hits the ground and he's way in front of it, or way behind it, I should say. But so maybe he was expecting him to break it off a little bit sooner. So maybe that was him. Wait, no, I see 11. Oh, you mean we didn't have 10. Wait, maybe we did. Hold on, let me go see. Okay, hold on. Oh, I didn't see. I wasn't looking at him. I didn't see him. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have 6 on the back end. 3, 4. Yeah, we did have 11. My fault. I did not see this guy for some reason. But yeah, we did have 6. That's my fault. I don't know. I couldn't count. So, God damn, y'all. So yeah, bro, this one I would kind of put on Mike and David, because he got fooled by the coverage. Because even if it was like a good ball, that's getting picked off and it's game over regardless. Okay, but I'm not drawing up a play for David Seals, bro. That's on 3 people right there. That's on David, Mike, and where is, this isn't our sideline. This is on Zac Robinson, who's right here. That's on Zac Robinson. So it's unfortunate. Now let's get back to the Plex thing I was talking about, because let me see. No, that's not it. It wasn't a 3rd down, but it was like the first completion, or one of the first few completions to. They said it was a fumble right here. I don't remember this being a fumble, because they said Mike had a fumble in the game. I'm like, wait, when did he have it? Maybe they went back and seen that it was a fumble, but hey, oh well. Now let me find that. Okay, here it is right here. This is the play that I think he's talking about, where he was saying how the play action looks kind of weird. I kind of beg to differ, but I can understand where he's coming from. It looks kind of unnatural, but some teams do this, and I'm gonna show you like when a situation or when a team does it, because I'm not sure why we did it. Okay. Wait, this is Bijan in the backfield. Okay, let's look at it. I'm gonna download this one, and hopefully it don't take forever. Okay, it won't take forever. Cool. So look, usually when you see this type of protection right here, you're gonna get a gap protection. Okay, and I'm gonna just play through. I'm gonna show y'all. Let's look at the run action. Just look at that. So you're gonna get the motion over, and then look at that. That's usually what you get behind this. Now I should do the end zone angle too, because it would be a little bit better to show you what I'm talking about rather than showing the all 22. So usually what you would get from this, okay, when you're doing, that type of action where Mike is showing this and then gets back around and pivots, you would get a guard pulling right here to seal the end. You're getting a down block right here. You're going to get a down, and he's going to pretty much hinge and protect, that gap right there. Okay. Because, that's a gap protection. Now, if you want to pull the references, because I do have the references, the Patriots do it. They did it a lot, actually. So when we go and we look at it, if it'll open for me, I don't know why it's taking forever to open. Oh, wait, this is the wrong one. Okay, there you go. So look, I think it's in my bookmarks. Yeah, page 6. So look, this is the run action, the 400 series, the run action passes. Block the run on protection as we do the run play. And if we just go over to the 400 stuff, I'm going to show the 400 stuff. I don't think it'll actually show, but I got to go all the way down to like towards the bottom. Okay. It might take a minute to find it because it's really hard to find some of this stuff. I might not even waste my time trying to find it because it really is like tough to find. But basically what you're getting is you're trying to freeze the guys, and then throw it over. Because look, when you get that run action again, so once again, so we got this, you're trying to get this guy to run down right here. You're trying to get him to also run down right here. And you're going to be running a crossing route either from right here by Kyle, or you could also do it by David Sills because the middle of the field will be vacated. Okay, that's normally what you're trying to get, but we do it with a zone action. Like, look at this, y'all. I think I be dead ass when I say he just be putting pieces together like it'll just work, because this works better with an entirely different protection scheme. Because look, that's not gonna really do anything to anybody. Okay, these guys are already in their pass that they're already guessing pass. It would have been way better if we had a guy doing this, because we've done it before. I don't know why we didn't do it right here, but I don't get it. I'm gonna try to find it though. Let me try to find this for real. 400 series. Okay, let me scroll down from here. These are the route trees. Then you're gonna get into like, all the different combinations and stuff. Was that like a field diagram? Hold on. They had a field diagram in the Patriots playbook. That's kind of crazy. Okay. So look, then they're showing all the fronts and the different blitz packages. Okay. The coverages. This is the different protections. Okay, cool. Now this is what I'm trying to get to. This is the base protections. Then this is how you block over every single front. This is hot protection. Play action passes. We're getting close. But you see, it looks like this, where you see the run fake, and then you're going to get guys be more aggressive, and these guys are going to slide too, okay? But then the 400 stuff, that's when you're moving the pocket. This is when you're also moving the pocket. These are like sprint actions. Okay, we're almost to it. Here it is right here. Cool. So you see it right here. Let's look at these. Okay, you see, boom. This is a play action protection. All of these right here. Where you see you're going to be getting a down block right here. He's going to pretty much base. You're going to get a pull around. He's going to block out the end because he's going to be by himself. And usually how you stop this, you're going to blitz this gap right here. Okay, but you see all the different variants of it where you're going to be getting guys doubling or blocking back, and he's going to be pulling around, and you're going to be getting, a crossing route on that because linebackers are taught to fill when they see guard actions or, guards pulling. Okay, so when you see that with like the play action passes, which I don't think they're going to have a play action pass in here, or I would see one where they're using that protection. I don't get what we're doing with this offense, bro. I really don't get it. So it's really frustrating to see, but that's how we go 1 for 10 on third downs. Now, it's really annoying to watch because look, if we go to like I want to say week 8 or week 7, really, yeah, week 7, and we look at the play action passes. So we go to passes and then play action. Here we go. I think it'll be one he got pressured. I think maybe this is the one right here. Nope, that's not the one. Hold up. I have to find it because you'll see a good example of it, but it just didn't work. Okay. Let me see. And that doesn't want to load. Okay. Oh, this might be it right here. So you see Matthew Bergeron. You see how he's going to pull across and get the end right there. And you see he's pretty much going to seal him. But once again, where it breaks down is Ryan Newswich is going to let this guy run free. Now, a proper example of this, and I'm glad I looked at this before, like 2 weeks ago. If we go look at the Chiefs do it, and we look at Patrick Mahomes. Now, this is a perfect example of it. Now, I think I have to do it by depth of completion, I want to say. Oh, wait, I just got to do play action. Hold up. Play action. Here we go. Maybe it'll come up right here. I think this is the play right here because they were in shotgun and you had a guy pull around. This might be it. No, this might not be it. Hold up. No, that's not it. Hold up. I have to find this. Or was it Noah Gray? Or was it a deep pass? But I know for sure that these guys. Oh, it's shotgun. It's shotgun. Okay, here we go. Let's look at it. Nope, that's not it. Damn. I have to find this to show y'all what I'm talking about. Okay, they don't do play action that much on this game. Okay. It might be to Travis Kelce for 31 yards. But I know they were in shotgun, I think. And then they're going to have, I think it was maybe Creed Humphrey or the guy next to him. This might be it. Because this is where it was executed perfectly. Oh, perfect. Found it. So let's look at it. I found it. Cool. Right here. So you're going to see, once again, you're going to get the action that looks perfect. So you're going to get the guy, Creed Humphrey. Okay. You're going to see he's going to kind of block that way. He's going to pull back around. And boom. It's a slightly different protection, but it's working with the same things. We're going to get a lineman pulling across, and you see a great pocket. Now, this is a bad pass rush, but like, I really can't find that many versions because the main people that really do it are like the Patriots from like when Tom Brady was playing. Now, people still do it, but they don't do it as much. I don't know why, because it's great to do, but it is kind of hard because you need to be able to get the ball out quick because the pressure will creep up on you sometimes. But hey, man, that's really what I want to talk about in this stream. I was gonna talk about some more stuff, but hey, this guy right here, he has to go, y'all. He has to go. Either he goes to Oklahoma State or we just let him go. But I don't really see us bringing him back even if he has a good, rest, like 9 games or something like that. I don't see us bringing him back anyways because you showed us for half a season that you can't be competent now. If he goes back to run this Rams stuff, we might be straight. But outside of that, I really don't see it. So, man, I'm going to get out of y'all's way, man. I just want to show y'all that.